That's probably my biggest ick is that I see so many people, they either get jealous that the kid is succeeding and their kid's not succeeding. But then
Mhm.
when you tell them how much work and how much time and what they got to do to get that success, they're like, no, you don't. That's too much. You're too much. You're pushing them too hard. You're going to burn them out. Welcome to Dugouts to Daughters, where the love of the game comes full circle. I'm Trisha Hyde.
And I'm Alexa Williams. We're two former collegiate softball players who traded in our cleats for carpool lines, batting cages, and cheering from the stands as our daughters now take the field.
This podcast is all about the journey from the dugouts we once called home to raising daughters who are creating their own. We talk the highs, the lows, the lessons learned, and everything in between as sports moms who've been there and are living it all over again.
So grab your glove or maybe just your coffee and join us as we share stories, laughs, and a whole lot of softball.
Hello, hello. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. We really haven't we've texted a little bit, but we really haven't talked on the phone since this last weekend, or really
No.
last week. I mean, we
Yeah.
kind of were like keeping updated on the girls and their progress, but all that good stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Um,
been a minute.
yeah, so before we get started, I think I was really thankful to have softball this last weekend in today's world events because the world is extremely heavy right now, especially my job being online is hard to get online right now for sure. So I think we would like to open up with a prayer. I think that
Yeah,
would be
absolutely. The world
so.
feels heavy, and I think that we all need it. So,
Yes. So, all right.
um, yeah, I'll lead us. I'll lead
Okay.
us.
All right.
All right.
Let's go.
Um, Lord, thank you for another beautiful day on this earth that you have given us. Thank you for giving us a platform that we hope to use for the greater good and to honor you. Please, in a time of division, we come to you seeking peace. Help us see beyond our differences, to listen with open hearts and speak with compassion and grace. Be near to those who are grieving or have lost hope and comfort them with your presence. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. It's a good prayer. Real good prayer.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So we both,
Let's dive in.
I know, we both were at the ball field all weekend
We
long,
sure were. Yes.
Saturday and Sunday. Did you guys play Friday night or do anything Friday night?
We did not. Nope.
Okay. No, neither
Just
did we.
Saturday, doubleheader, Sunday, round robin.
Okay. Yeah. We were at a U trip, Fall States. So about 2.5 hour drive for us. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every weekend we are like bar and hotels and all that fun. So I didn't even unpack my suitcase.
Were
Like
you in Canton?
in Canton.
Okay.
So love that complex. I absolutely
Yeah.
love the Canton complex. I hate driving there. So both our girls saw some time on the mound.
Yeah.
Um, how'd they do? I mean, I know we both follow each other in Game Changer and we're like texting each other, but it was
Yeah.
just, text message. So how'd you
You
do?
know, Layla did really well. She's 12, so there's a lot of a growth that needs to be done. But when I look at her out there, I just think about the growth that she's had already,
Hmm. Hmm.
which is a ton. She's
Yeah.
put in a ton of work over this last year, and it's
Which
it's really
we're gonna dive into. This is what this pod's gonna be about.
Yes, it's really starting to pay off. So I was really happy with how she did. She got a couple innings on Saturday, which was just a scrimmage, so a lot of moving girls around, trying to figure out what works best for our team. And then she saw time in all three of our games on Sunday. I was not there on Sunday. I was with my middle daughter for the nines, but I did watch on Game Changer on my phone. Some things to clean up, and I communicated that with her pitching coach, but overall, really, really pleased with how she's been mentally strong on the mound.
Yeah, she pitched some harder games, yeah.
She did, and really pleased with just her overall performance just
Yeah,
is
good.
way better than what it used to be. So,
Good.
but we'll dive into the work that's been put in with her here in a minute. How
Yeah.
did F do?
Ev did really well in the circle. It's I
Give me
I
the stats. Give me them. I know you know them.
I do know them. I'm such a I wouldn't say like I'm like black and white Bible on the stats. I'm not, but her ERA was 0.87 for the
That's
weekend.
phenomenal. So for those
Yeah.
that don't know what ERA, that's your earned run average.
Yeah.
So she let in less than one run,
Yeah.
which is phenomenal. That's
Yeah.
absolutely phenomenal.
She did really well. Struck out 28 kids. Um,
Uh,
Working on that rise ball, and it's really fun to see that develop and see her throw it. And it's fun to see too when she misses. She understands, okay, I was
what she needs to do
extending.
to
Yeah, I was
adjust.
extending and I'm not keeping my elbow in or I'm pulling up. So that was fun to see. Changeup is coming. I feel like that's just life as a pitcher. You're just always going
It
to be
is.
working
The
on that
changeup
changeup.
is tough. The
Yeah, changeup is
changeup
tough.
is tough.
Hitting, uh, you know this as a pitcher. I feel like a lot of probably pitchers can relate, or parents that have pitchers is like the time you put into pitching, then you got to stop and turn around and go do it all over to hitting. And with Evelyn, I think her biggest thing is we got to turn off her brain as a pitcher and turn on her brain as a hitter. And
Yeah.
as the weekend, Saturday, not so good. Sunday, a little pep talk in the car and a little talk at the hotel. I think by the time at night, she's like, I don't want to talk about my hitting no more, and
Yeah.
I'm like, but my dad said it perfectly. My dad said it perfectly that you're not going to hit the ball if you don't swing. So it's like and there's some hitters, right? We're big on the approach of like work the count to all the girls. But there are some girls that I truly believe are better on jumping on the first pitch. And I
First
think
pitch is always going to be the best one you see.
yes. And we're always about like, okay, let's learn the pitcher, let's learn what she does kind of thing. Where's the time at in the game, right? All the logistics of hitting. And there's some girls like I learned another girl on my team. I'm like, she is a first like pitch hitter. Like she's got to jump on that first one. She does better when she does. And that's the thing about Ev. We kind of gave her the green light. Where there's other kids, I feel like they need to like wait a little bit and pick out
Settle
their
in.
pitch. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So, good stuff. Good stuff with pitching, stuff to work on hitting, always there's always stuff to work on. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
and like you said, and we'll touch on this a little bit more, but like you said, being a pitcher, you put in all this extra time pitching, and then you have to turn around and you got to put in all this extra time hitting.
Yeah.
So Friday, Layla had a hitting lesson.
Okay.
I had forgotten about it, big
Oh,
mistake on my part, but I was at lessons, and then Layla was out shopping with my mom.
that's
Mind you,
fantastic.
she's in volleyball season right now. So she's practicing every day for volleyball. She's got 2 games a week for volleyball, softball practice, and her pitching lessons and keeping up with that, 3 to 4 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
So I forgot and I remembered. So I had texted her. I said, "Hey, you got to wrap up your shopping. I got to come get you. We have to go to your hitting lesson." First thing she says, "Can you please cancel my hitting lesson? I am so tired. I just want one night without practice." And as a mom, my heart, I felt that. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I get you, girl. I get you. I know you're tired.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I will. Maybe you get me on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Then I sat on it a little bit and I was like, no, she needs to go to hitting. She needs to.
Yeah, you do.
You'll never regret going,
Yep.
but you are going to regret not going.
100%.
And she came out on Saturday and Sunday and hit the ball really well. And I asked her,
Good.
I go, "Are you
Yes.
glad you went to your hitting lesson?" She
Yeah.
goes, "Yeah." I'm
Yeah.
like, "See, it's hard to get there, but once you're
Yeah.
there, it's always worth it." And that's another reason I'm just really proud of her because it's a Friday night. She's a preteen. She was out
Mhm.
shopping.
Yeah.
Those are the
With grandma,
sacrifices.
with your
Yeah,
grand, like
with
with
your
grandma,
grandmas.
grandma is like, let it rain, like
Yeah.
she's with her grandkids.
But those are the sacrifices that need to be made if you
Yeah.
want to be better than the next person.
100%.
So, I mean, we didn't get home until probably 9. Her hitting coach is 35 minutes away.
Hmm.
So we didn't get home until 9:45 that night, and she had to turn around and be at the fields by 8 a.m. the next morning. So Not easy, but I'm so glad that she did it, and I'm proud of her for learning those hard lessons at an early age.
Well, there's going to be days when you're an adult and you don't want to go to work. And guess what?
Oh yeah.
Baby girl, you're going to work, you know? So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's kind of what we're gonna talk about today, um, is what do you do between lessons? The key
yeah.
to real progress.
Yes, the key to real progress. Do you just
So,
go to your lesson once a week, or are we putting in the time and the tools that your instructor or coach has given you?
yes. So let's
Hi, Carter. Hi, buddy. How are you?
it's on the counter.
Listen, if
Where
kids are
where is
not,
the Chick-fil-A dip? Okay.
oh, yeah,
It's on
get
the
him
counter,
some
bud.
Chick-fil-A dip, man.
Okay. So Joey, cut that part.
Oh, I actually think
So
we keep it. I think it's adorable.
okay.
Dugouts to dot. I mean, we're
Yeah.
moms, right? So,
Yeah. So
um,
we'll start off. I have a question for you. I think
okay.
we can both answer this. What does success in a sport mean to you?
Hmm. You know, right? Like Lay, we know Lay's been working her butt off, and you see
Hmm.
that improvement on the mound, right?
Yeah.
But yes, stats are beautiful. We love good stats. We love, a high 8, 10 strikeouts a game. But what the real success is the fact that she went to you and said, like you're like, aren't you glad you went to your hitting lesson? And she's like, yeah, because it's not even that, it's the confidence that she is gaining at such
Hmm.
a young age. And it's the work ethic that they're learning, right? So
The
they're
work
learning
ethic is everything.
the
I
work
think
ethic, yeah.
you can, there's nothing better you can do for your kid and their work ethic than put them in a
Yes.
sport.
And it's our job as parents to teach them that, right? Like,
Yes.
so yeah, so the success that I see is the fact that we're teaching them the work ethic that if you want something and you want to be really, really, really good at it, you have to work really hard at it. But the reward and the success of all of that is the confidence that they gain as a human.
Yes.
That's a reward.
Absolutely.
It's not, yes, medals are great. Uh, one of my players this weekend, she's new to our team, and she came up to me, and the girls got rings this weekend. So,
Oh, let's go.
yeah, I got rings. And she comes up and she's like, "This is my first ring."
Oh, bless her heart.
That, that to me, that was just, and it's the point. And I got to tell you this girl's stats. This girl hit 817 this weekend. She struck out one time.
That's
In
insane.
insane.
That is insane.
She hit so dang well. I was so, 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 so happy for her. But that very moment right there is the reward. Yes, the ring, like, yes, there is the materialistic point, but it was the fact that I know her confidence in herself went up this weekend. That's
Yes,
where the real magic is. That's a success.
absolutely.
So,
I
how about
think
you?
I think coming out of a sport, knowing that you can bounce back from the word no.
Mm-hmm.
I think that just in life in general, all of us know this. You're going to be told no in your
Oh,
in your lifetime.
mm-hmm.
And nobody's going to tell you no more than coaches and umps and refs
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
in sports. So
Yeah.
I think that's a huge learning piece with sports. Knowing you can do hard things. The amount of times that I have been running sprints and just wanted to just run my booty right on home. Like,
Yes.
no, thank you from me.
Literally just like
Um,
fall over, like, I'm done. I'm done.
yeah, I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
done with this sport. I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Um, so knowing you can do hard things, I think that learning that everything worth having is earned and not given.
Absolutely.
I
Like,
think that is a huge one. A
yes.
huge one. Everything worth having is earned, not given.
You're not entitled to anything.
No, you're not. And that's what sports preps you for in the real world. Like a lot of
Absolutely.
people think, well, I deserve this.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Like
Why do you
nothing,
deserve this to the next Sally next to you?
yeah,
Right? Like what makes
nothing
you
is given.
better, right? What makes you better? What makes you more qualified?
Right. And I really think that that quote right there helps prepare you for the real world. I also love sports. In this, my life I feel like has come full circle with the relationships that I've built. And I love it for my kids because they have really close friends all over the city, all over the state.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
all over the state, and those relationships are going to come full circle in your adult
Mhm.
life, and they don't
Absolutely.
realize it right now.
No, they don't.
So, you might be applying for a job somewhere, and oh, would you look at that? Somebody I played travel ball with when I was 13 is the boss. And
Yep.
I.
Yep.
So I think those relationships built with coaches, with umps, with referees, with teammates, with parents of teammates, those are all really, really important relationships that will eventually come full circle in some way or another.
Yes, agree.
So pay attention to how you're treating others because it will
Uh-huh.
come full circle.
It will
It
come
will
full
come
circle.
full circle.
I mean,
Um,
I still have umpires that I run into now that watch and umpired me like back in high school.
yeah,
Like crazy. So,
yeah, it
yeah.
is. It really is.
Hmm.
And then the last thing I think is just, can you weather a storm and come out on the other side? Because there's mental storms, there's physical storms. Can
Hmm.
you come out on the other side? Because in your real life, there are so many more mental and physical storms that you are going to weather. And because of those sports, you're going to be more prepared to
100%.
weather those storms and be like, you know what? I've done hard things before.
Because you face adversity, you have faced situations playing the game or whatever game you're playing, right? Whatever sport you're playing, where
Playing the game, but preparing for the game.
preparing, life is unfair, the call didn't go your way, et cetera, et cetera. Like there's gonna be you didn't make the team you wanted to make, right? Like there's gonna be so much adversity you face playing these sports that prepares you as an adult.
Correct.
Yeah. And it prepares you to work hard. To work hard. If you really want something in life, you gotta go work hard for it.
Work hard for what you want. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, all right, let's dive in then. Let's talk about what you should be doing between the lesson, between your hitting lesson, your pitching lesson, your fielding lesson. I mean, we can go as far as a basketball lesson, volleyball lesson, right? Whatever sport you are playing.
Sport, an instrument, whatever
Yes.
it is that you are into and you want to be good at. Let's dive
Let's
into it a
dive
little
in.
bit.
Well, let me ask you first, because I feel like Layla really has had in the last year this like epiphany of like, wow, I actually, threw three times this week and I threw really well this weekend, right?
Hmm.
Talk me through like this last year with Layla.
Yeah, I'll kind of start with her. I'll make it as quick as possible, but I'll kind of start with her at 9U, 10U, a little bit of 11U. 9 and 10, this kid has a live arm. She
Hmm.
throws hard naturally. She's very long and lanky. Couldn't control it.
Hmm.
So her time on the mound was the coach trying to give her an inning here or there just to
Hmm.
give her some experience, but at the end of the day, she was pegging batters left and right. Couldn't control it.
Now,
And we
talk
and
me
we've
through that
got
as a mother. I mean, Alexa, you are a mom who you're a pitching coach. You
yeah.
have hundreds of girls that you train,
Hmm.
and then your daughter
Doesn't have
can't,
it.
doesn't have it.
Can't
Like,
throw a strike.
tell me your thought process.
I will say that my middle daughter has definitely gotten the better version of me. It was a learning process. And you know what my dad told me? This was 9U, okay?
Mhm.
She was in and I mean, walk, 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 hit batter, hit batter, hit batter. And I was absolutely losing my mind because she was doing so well in lessons, and then we'd throw her in a game and it was just an absolute disaster.
Okay.
And I was losing it. I was furious. I'm like, I'm about done with this. And
Mm-hmm.
what my dad said to me, he goes, Lex, you are looking at her pitching with your thousands and thousands of innings that you've played kind of mindset.
Mm-hmm.
How many innings has she thrown? And I was like, oh, like five,
Yeah.
five total, maybe. Um, and so that was a huge wake up call for me. I'm like, okay, I need to give her a little bit more grace. She doesn't have a ton of live situations under her belt.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it was, but even with that mindset, I was still really frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
It's frustrating to watch your kids struggle
Oh,
when
it's
you know
so
what they're
hard.
capable of.
Yes, it's so hard.
Um, but I
Also,
kind
it's
of,
hard to watch your kids struggle for my perspective, mostly with my middle son, okay?
yeah.
And to know the ability is there, but like they need time, they need growth, they need to get bigger, faster, stronger, right?
Hmm.
Like, but you see the like the athleticism in them, and you're like, it's there,
It's
it's
there.
totally
It's
there,
there.
but you're like, what's not
What's
clocking,
not
not
pocket?
clocking. So it's so frustrating,
It's
beyond
so
frustrating.
frustrating. And so for 9U and 10U season and a little bit of 11U season, it was just like face palm, like
Hmm.
get it together. And I asked her last winter, I said, we have a choice to make here because right now you're going to your lesson like once a week. And that's kind of it. And I have a point to this whole story. So you're going to your lesson once a week. And me as a parent, I was also busy. I was giving lessons, I was doing all the things, so I wasn't forcing her to work outside of her
Hmm.
lessons. So I told her, I said, "Do you want to pitch? Do you want to pitch in these bracket games?" Her answer was yes. I said, "Okay, then we need to amp it up. We have to pitch 4 times a week, at least.
Hmm.
3 to 4 times a week, bare minimum."
And
And
when
she's
you're talking about pitching, it's not 1 hour sessions all the time, is it? Or
no,
is
no, no,
it?
no.
Yeah,
I would say, you know what? Tonight we have basketball practice and we have homework
yeah,
but we got to fit it in. You got 30 minutes? We got to put in
correct.
that 30 minutes.
And you would focus on something with her.
And we would focus on something. So
Uh,
we hit it hard. She was pitching and also shout out to her little bestie Shelby. Shelby showed up for her. Shelby's her catcher, one of her catchers.
mhm.
Shelby showed up for every single pitching session
I
that she
really
did.
like her. I
I
really,
know.
really
I
do.
know. I absolutely adore
Such a
her.
cutie.
And she is that catcher personality. You know what
Yes,
I mean?
yes.
So when Layla's not on her A game, Shelby lets her know.
You
And
need
I
that.
and I love that about their relationship. So Layla and Shelby worked no less than 3 to 4 times a week the whole entire winter. No breaks. And Layla came out 100 times better. A
That's
hundred
awesome.
times better. And it made a huge, huge difference in her confidence. She, in one of our first tournaments, after that winter, she realized, oh my gosh, all
Hmm.
that hard work I did paid off.
Hmm.
Because look at what I'm doing now in games.
Right.
So that helped keep the motivation going because now
Uh-huh.
she wants to work because she knows that it's going to pay off. So now, I mean, I have to dang near take her out of the facility. I'm like, No, we're not pitching tonight."
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she wants it and she's been working hard at it.
But
So
I love it. It started with you though. Do you know what I mean? Like it
it
was
did.
it,
And
and I think that message really needs to be clear is I truly wholeheartedly believe that if you find a kid wanting to work with you and like saying, Mom, Dad, let's go throw, Mom, Dad, let's go hit, Mom, Dad, let's go do this, da, da, da," they're so rare. They
so
are
rare.
they're rare little gems. And I
Yes.
love those rare kids. I do. I want to like just bundle them up and like come play for me, but they're just such rare, rare, rare kids. I know a few,
Yes.
but
Oh,
they're
absolutely.
I know like honestly, I probably know one or two kids that are like
Yeah.
that. And then other than that, like it's definitely the parents are like, "Hey, you need to go do this. Hey, we got to go
Hmm.
throw. Hey, we need to go whatever."
And that brings me to my next point. I hear from parents often, do I push my kid?
Mhm.
If they tell me, no, I don't want to work today. No, I don't want to work tomorrow. Or you're bringing to them, hey, let's go throw. And they're saying, no, no. The question always is, do I force them? My answer is yes,
100%.
because it is our job as parents to teach them how to work hard. They
I
don't know. They don't
I
know
feel
how to
like
work hard.
the word enforce is not the right word. I feel like the right word would be um well, I don't know. I just tell my kids if you're not gonna pitch and hit, you're not gonna watch your TV tonight before bed. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm like, well, we're not gonna you gotta
Well,
get
what
this
my
done.
dad actually did to me, he didn't do anything to me, but whenever him and I used to go head to head
Oh, absolutely.
as a
Same.
preteen at 13,
Absolutely.
14,
Hmm.
15, I'd be on the couch doing my homework or just relaxing, right?
Uh-huh.
I was a multi-sport athlete and I'd just be sitting and he'd be like, "Okay, we going to go pitch?" And I'd be like, "Not tonight." And he'd be like, "Okay, well, somebody else is working harder than you."
That's it. That is it.
That's
So
what he
it's
would say
the
every time. And I'm like, "Oh, I'm getting up, I guess, because I don't want
so
anybody to outwork me."
let's use the word encouragement with a little bit of burn in the belly. I don't know. Because
Yeah.
that's what it did to me. Like my dad did the same thing. He would very much be like, you know, someone's always working harder than you.
Mm-hmm.
Or, no, you're not gonna go swimming until you get your pitching done or your hitting done, right? Like you
Yeah.
gotta take care of your business. And, some people will disagree with this, I'm sure. Like they will. But I would love, 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 love to take a vote of, collect 100 like pro athletes. And
Yeah.
I would love to know what their upbringing was when it came to working in practice and where the drive came from. Did it come from themselves or was their parents being the one, hey, you know, Susie, you need to get out there and shoot your hoops, or hey, you need to go out there and you need to pitch, or hey, you need to go hit, whatever
Yeah.
it may be. I would love to know that ratio because I would bet that that's what it was, the same way we
I
did.
would agree. I would
Mhm.
absolutely agree. So, I mean, circling back, I think yes, we do need to push our kids to work hard. It's our job as
Well, it's our job
parents.
to teach our kids work ethic.
Exactly.
It's like,
The same way we teach them to do their homework, the same way we
yes,
teach them to fuel their body with healthy food, the
yes,
same way we teach them to fold and put away their laundry. Those are all life lessons.
yeah.
And
Well, here's an example. Okay, why is this different? So Hayes, and I'm not saying this is different, but this is what I would argue. Why is it different? Hayes is in first grade.
Mhm.
He has spelling tests on Thursdays, okay? 6 words. They're not hard by any means. And the first two tests he completely bombed. And it's weird because we're like, when we ask him, he's not writing them down. But when we ask him, we're like, spell log, and he can spell it. But then it's not translating to the test. And so I like told Justin, like, we have to work with him every single night with his spelling test.
Yeah.
And I told him, and I took his TV cord away. That's my kids don't have electronics. That's a new recent thing that we've done in the last 2 months. We've taken away all their electronics and they only have TV. And
Yeah.
I took away his TV cord. So that's like their lifeline right now. And I was like, Hayes, you got a bad score on your spelling test. You've lost your TV cord for 2 nights, and you have to practice your spelling words each night, or you don't get TV at night. And he's like, "Oh, okay." And he does it. And now we're making him write it down. Took me like 20 minutes last night to work with him.
Yeah.
He did great, and we're gonna do it every single night. Why is that different than going and working out and hitting on the tee or like what?
It's no different.
It's no different. It's no, in my mind, it's no different. If you are participating on a team where other people are relying on you, I think you should be you have to put in your work ethic. You have to put in the time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, yeah,
Well, you say, I'm going to add on to what you just said. You
yeah.
said other people are relying on you.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's the same thing in the workforce, in the work world.
Yes.
It's the same if your teammates that you sit side by side with on the bench or wherever you're at, if you don't want to do well for them, you shouldn't be on that team.
Absolutely.
Shouldn't be
That's
on
it
that
though.
team.
Like, and so with my girls now, we have a thing called Work It Wednesday.
Yes, we
And
love Work It
Work It
Wednesday.
Wednesday. And I post every other Wednesday with it. So through every Wednesday by 7 or 8 o'clock at night, they need to send me a video of them playing catch, hitting on the tee, fielding, pitching, catching, whatever it may be, right?
Hmm.
Working out. They do have little workouts that they're supposed to do at home as well that Emily has given them. And they need to send me at least a 2 to 3 minute video of them doing that. But we tell them all the time, like, and granted, every kid on my team is a multi-sport athlete. All of them are in basketball and volleyball right now. Every single one of them. One's playing soccer.
Yes.
They're all multi-sport athletes. I've said to them like multiple times, you guys should be putting in the time outside of practice at home at least 2 to 3 times a week, or
Hmm.
yeah, 2 to 3 times a week. I go, you guys shouldn't just be picking up your bat on Saturday at the
And
tournament.
expecting good results.
Or at practice, yes, and expecting good results. And it's gone really, really well. I think it's interesting. They're definitely learning their time management
Yeah.
for sure. We've had talks about like some will work Wednesday right after school, and I'm like, no, no, no. Like if we practice on Sunday, say we don't have a tournament, we practice on Sunday, take Monday off, whatever. But Tuesday you should be picking up a bat. And then like
Hmm.
Wednesday you submit it, but then between Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, you should be picking up your bat or your glove some other time too as well. And we've
Right.
had those conversations. And I just don't know if not only that, like that doesn't even include a lesson in there, right? If your kid is in lessons, which
Yes.
I'm a big advocate for. I think every kid, if you are getting serious about this game, I think every kid needs hitting instructor or a pitching instructor or whatever. But, you know, there I it makes me sad to think that parents really think going to practice and then to your game is enough, and then they're wondering why they're not seeing the results with their child.
Right. So
That's
you're
where I'm
coming
like,
at it like you coach a team, right?
mhm.
And I do private
Yeah.
lessons.
So different.
So kind of, I mean, same, we are on the same
Mhm.
wavelength here, but my thought process with working outside of lessons is, okay, you can say, "Oh, I take pitching lessons every single week." Okay. So at most, then I have you for 4 hours a month. 4 hours a month. And in those 4 hours, I have to teach you the proper mechanics, which is a whole beast in itself.
100%.
And if you think that you're going to master those proper mechanics in 4 hours of time, think again. I have to teach you the proper spin. I have to teach you how to use your legs. I have to teach you, we have to do core work. We have to, I mean, strength is a whole nother beast in itself. I got to teach you how to hit spots. I got to work the mental game with you. The list goes on and on and on. And I have at max 4 hours a month with you. So
Yes.
that's where you need to take the tool. Private lessons are where the coaches give you the tools that you need to succeed. And you, as an athlete, need to take those tools and work on them
Yep.
outside of lessons
And build on them and build
and
and
build
build
on
and
them.
build and build. And
And that's coming from somebody who, I mean, you've done it, I've done it, we've both lived it. And
oh,
once a week isn't enough. 1 hour a week is is
no.
is flat out not enough. And maybe, maybe that life isn't for you. But
And that's okay.
if you want it, and when I say it, I
Right.
don't mean, college scholarship. Like,
Right.
yes, of course, that's some people's goal, but other people's goals just, I want to be successful in high school. I want my high school season to be successful. Or you may have other personal goals. But if you have goals and you want to be good, it's more than once a week. Has
Well,
to be flat
right.
out.
Wanting it, right? Let's talk about what is it? Wanting it, you said, right, you want to be with your good high school team. Wanting it is seeing results, or wanting it is not complaining when you don't see the results because the
Mhm.
you're not putting in the time. That's probably my biggest ick is that I see so many people, they either get jealous that the kid is succeeding and their kid's not succeeding. But then when
Mhm.
you tell them how much work and how much time and what they got to do to get that success, they're like, no, you don't. That's too much. You're too much. You're pushing them too hard. You're going to burn them out. That is my biggest ick. When parents complain, when parents, are not seeing the results with their kids, or, they think their kid deserves a starting spot on the mound or whatever, right? And their kid doesn't have it. There's kids that are better. And then again, they don't see that result with their child. So what they do is not put in the work so their kid does see the result. They go into, you're going to burn them out. You're doing too much. This is too much for the child.
Yeah.
That is such my biggest ick because I'm like, first of all, I've lived this life and you're telling me, right? Like these kids that are doing really, really good, you're telling me that they're not practicing more than three, four.
They're practicing.
They are practicing. They're
Yeah.
putting in the time. Skylar Wallace had a whole really good video on this, and
Oh, I saved it to my phone. I
that is
saved it to my
fantastic.
phone.
It is, and it's like,
The one of her on the couch.
yes,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
such a good
so,
video.
it's such a good video. Definitely, we'll have to put that link in the pod so you guys can go watch it.
Yeah.
But that is what it takes, and it drives me nuts. The lack of accountability, and again, maybe I'm picking on some parents right now. But the lack of accountability, they don't. And I know parents they will drive to Timbuktu and all over to every lesson and be the Uber for their kid and sit there and just watch their kid work with the instructor. And that's another ick that I'm going to say is as a parent, you need to understand what your child is working on. Like
Hmm.
that is I'll say this, okay? Get your butt on a bucket and catch your kid. We need a t-shirt that says like get your butt in a bucket and
Get your
catch your
butt on a
kid.
bucket.
Get your butt in a bucket because it is, or like bring a catcher, Shelby catches for Layla. You better
Correct.
be sitting there watching that lesson wholeheartedly and not scroll your phone or sit in your truck or your car or whatever. Learn it, understand it. Because if you can do it and then you're home working and then you want your child to go work, then you can help them take the breadcrumbs that the coach is giving them and build on it.
And build on it.
Build on it. So yeah,
Yes.
one, you got to practice outside of lessons, and then two, you need to
Hmm.
know what your child is working on. It's it's just crazy to me, and I still say you would think like in today's world, right? We wouldn't see people in this dynamic of saying like, well, they're just not seeing results. Well, when's the last time you thrown? Last lesson because it's out there. It is 110%
Hmm.
still happening. And it's just mind blowing to me because of anything in life, right? Like
Hmm.
again, I went down to the spelling test with my first grader.
Yeah.
He's not going to ace the spelling test if he doesn't learn the words. They're
Right.
not going to perform on the mound if they don't learn and practice the tools that they're given.
Correct.
I just don't know how this is like rocket science for some people, but Alexa, it is. It just is
And
mind blowing.
so I'll say this. I mean, I understand like as a mom, like I don't want to take you to the facility. I want to sit here and I want to watch the Lions.
Absolutely.
So it's tough. It's tough as a parent to
So you need to put a TV in your facility like I have with mine. You just put the TV
actually
in.
that's on my to-do list because when March Madness rolls around and the World Series rolls around, I'm like, we need all the games
Oh,
on.
you're really into basketball, huh?
I love basketball. I
Really?
love
Okay, squirrel.
basketball.
Well, Sammy was really good at basketball, so your sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, sorry, squirrel.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bring it back.
So let's kind of talk about we were talking about burnout in kids and
Oh
multi-sport
yeah.
athletes.
Yeah.
So let's kind of touch on that because we both have multi-sport athletes.
Mhm.
Both of our kids are pitchers, so that in itself takes a little bit of extra work. How do we, one, do you encourage your kid or all kids being multi-sport athletes? Um, and two, how do you know when to give them a little bit of a break?
Well, it's
And
funny.
again, these are our own opinions. This is not the Bible.
Yeah.
This is not the end all be all. These are just our personal opinions. So, take it as you will.
But and we've done this life already, but I'll just you be mad at me for saying that. Um, so it's funny you say that because we were just talking about Ev's lessons for October. And she goes, it just depends. Like right now, she's like an every other week
Hmm.
because we're in fall ball and so it's busy. And again, she's with volleyball. But I said, I picked two dates and I said, and then after this date, we're going to take 2 weeks off and then we'll get back at it. When I say take 2 weeks off, I don't mean that she's probably not going to throw. She will probably throw at least twice
Yeah.
during, yeah, probably in a 2 week span. When I say we're completely off, she'll probably throw at least 2 to 3 times.
Hmm.
Now, this last summer, when we wrapped up season and we are going into like our new team, she did take a complete 2 weeks off. Like she didn't throw, she didn't touch a bat, she didn't touch a glove, she didn't do anything.
Yep.
So
And I
I,
will say, when after I finished travel ball, my dad shut me down for an entire month.
yes, so
And I always came back refreshed and better than I was before. So I
100%.
actually, one of my high level pitchers, she's a go-getter and she wanted lessons. She's like, schedule me for this, schedule me for that. I was like, you got to shut it down.
Mhm.
I'm shutting you down for a
100%.
month because you have been nonstop from September all the way through July, 1 month.
Yeah.
And she came back just good as ever and she was
Right.
fine.
Right.
But
I think it's like you gotta take take your schedule, take what's coming up. For us, we took 2 weeks off, the rest of July off, and like maybe a little bit into August, and then I've got back to it
yeah.
with pitching. And then at the end of fall ball, she will take, when I say take 2 weeks off, we're not going to lessons. We'll probably throw on her own and hit her on her own in that 2 week span, like 2 to 3 times. She's not going to be doing any sports either because she's transitioning into basketball season. So that's like, we'll be off Christmas time. Here's another good example. The week-ish before Christmas and the week after Christmas, she's completely off.
Yeah.
We go away, we either go up north or we're going to go on vacation, and she does not throw, she doesn't do anything. And then
Hmm.
in January, we start to, amp it up a little bit. February, we're really getting into it because we got
Yeah.
spring season coming around. But like for spring break, we take our ball glove and
Yeah.
we pitch during that
But
time.
you can make
So,
it fun. You can go
oh yeah,
pitch on the beach or wherever you're at,
yeah,
new scenery. Like,
yeah.
hey, and that doesn't mean you need to, hey, I need to dedicate 2 hours a day out of my vacation. No, just go
No,
throw,
so
get your reps in and on with your vacation.
well, here's an example. We went down to Clearwater, Florida last year and went over to Madeira Beach because the varsity team that I coached over at the high school for, they were practicing every morning. Well, I didn't go every
Yeah.
morning, but we did go 2 times, and Evelyn threw and hit those 2 times on
Yeah.
vacation. And but it's fun because like we're in Madeira Beach, here's the field, boom, there's the ocean. Like
Right.
such a different experience for her, and I was happy she got to experience that at such a young age. I mean, she's only 12 years old and experiencing that. That's so cool.
Absolutely.
But so I think it's just like depending on the time, the season, when the break happens, knowing your kid, right? Because all kids are different.
Knowing your kid, because
Ev doesn't do well taking a month off. That's just Evelyn.
yeah.
She gets super high anxiety that she's going to lose her muscle memory. Again, this is you know her. This is
Yeah.
her perfectionist personality about her. But I do shut her down for 2 weeks. Like that
Yeah.
is, I'm like, nope, you can't do this. It's 2 weeks. You can't. A month, she'll work herself up more into a tizzy. So it's just
Hmm.
not her what's good for her. Also, we have to
Right.
consider that I have a barn in my backyard. It's very
Yeah.
easy for us to go work. It's.
Right.
So I guess it just all depends on the kid, where they're at, if they're older, right? Where they're at,
Right.
what
Right.
what what
Absolutely where they're at. Yes.
where they're at.
So it
I
does differ per kid. I would say that Layla is one who sometimes is very quick to be like, I'm so tired. I'm like,
mhm.
girlfriend, I get it. But I know my kid when she says she's quote unquote tired. versus when she's done, when she has nothing left in her.
Yeah.
And I know the difference versus like when to push versus when to be like, yeah, we need a night off. We need a
It's
night off.
funny you say that too, because I can tell that even in a game situation, Evelyn threw back to back on Sunday, and I knew she could do it, 'cause
Hmm.
she's done it before multiple times. But by the last inning, I knew her tank was running on E, and I was like, and we had some defensive errors, and I was like, we gotta wrap this up.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta wrap her up because it was our championship game, and she did well. But I could tell again. So I guess it all depends on your child and knowing your child, right?
Hmm.
Um,
But
but
don't be afraid to push them.
oh yeah,
But just know your kid. Know your
yeah.
kid. Know when it's too much versus okay.
And let me just say this too, because I see this a lot. Some kids just don't want it. Like they just don't want to play. They just don't love the sport like you love the sport.
Right.
And that is okay. I think that's something to recognize. It's something kind of we're dealing with Bodie right now with football. He really just doesn't love football, but he started. And so I'm like, you're finishing this season. I also think he has anxiety about being tackled because he's 69 pounds soaking wet. And so he's just a
Yeah.
little guy out there.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, we got to finish the season, bud,
Hmm.
and then he did finally like get laid out one time and he kind of got over that hump of the fear. And it's kind of
Yeah.
crazy because after he got over that, I haven't heard him complain as much about going to football and going to practice and going to the game. So I'm
He's
like,
like, "Oh, I can do this. That wasn't so
yes.
bad."
But Bodhi's also my kid that's quick to complain, quick to say
Yeah.
he's tired, quick to say he doesn't want to go to anything, you know?
Right.
And then he gets there and he's like having the time of life with his friends. And so
Yeah.
I'm like, it's very, very, very important to know your kid and what they can and cannot handle. But you got to be doing something outside of lessons. That's the
Yeah.
bottom line of everything. You got to be putting in some time.
How do you feel about multi being a multi-sport athlete? I know we kind of touched on it a little bit, but do you think like Ev playing basketball and her playing volleyball and her playing softball helps her as an all-around athlete? Do you think that that's important to be I mean, if the kid chooses to be a multi-sport athlete, do you think that that's good for them?
100%. And
Me too.
I can go into like, speed and agility and, whatever. But at the end of the day, I want her to be a multi-sport athlete so she still continues to love softball.
Yes. Because the burnout can happen. It can happen
That's where
quick.
that's where the burnout is. The burnout is not just solely, because you're pushing them too hard or whatever. I literally see the burnout in kids is because all they do is softball, 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 softball. Like, let me ask you
Yeah.
this. Do you think in the summertime, when they have a free weekend of playing softball from their team, should they go sub for a team or should they go to the lake and get thrown off the tube by grandpa?
Go to lake.
Go to
Go to
lake.
lake. But again, know your kid. If your kid is like, I can't get enough of this, I want to go sub, I want to go do this, and by all means, go let them play. But
Yeah.
I do think it's so important to have that balance of go be a kid.
Hmm.
Um, when your work is done, when your work is done, go be a kid.
Go be a kid. Go like go to the lake, go to a bonfire,
Mhm.
go take a vacation with your family. Like, don't pack the ball glove, don't pack the ball. Like, again, we pack it for the spring, but that end of we always take a vacation after season's all done. Nothing softball related comes with us. Not a
Yeah.
single thing. There's no ball, there's no glove, there's no nothing. I don't even think I wear like a team shirt.
Yeah,
We are like done, checked out. I'm ball seasons. And then I call spring break, like that's a calm before the storm.
it is.
It's a
It
calm
is the
before the
calm
storm.
before the storm.
So I think too, again, when you talked about like if your kid wants to go play in the weekend and they just can't get enough of it, that's great. But is it their idea or your idea is kind of always where I'm like
Hmm.
coming to. We don't ever play right now at this age, right? It's different because I feel like in high school it gets a little bit difficult because, you play your high school season and then you start travel ball, right?
Right.
But like right now, we never play a holiday weekend. Like I refuse to play a holiday weekend. I will not play Memorial and I will not play the 4th. It's
Hmm.
just a no-go for me because I just think it's very important for the kid to go have fun and go be a kid.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the same thing like I think about hotels and staying on the when you go with your team. Go stay with your team. Go swimming. Don't swim before the game. That's actually in our contract. Did you? Okay.
As a
Could
kid, it was a rule. It was
could
even in
you?
it was a so when we were even in college, when we were on spring training,
Hmm.
no pool before the game.
Absolutely
You're
not.
not sitting in the sun, you're not swimming, you're not, and this is at the college level, like
Hmm.
no, no pool. And I'd
No.
be like sticking my head out the window, like I just need a little sun. But coach is
Some
like, no
vitamin D.
sun, no pool
Yeah.
before the games. And that same thing goes for when we're at travel ball tournaments.
But
Uh,
like, for example, Evelyn made a silly TikTok with her teammates this weekend, and she showed me it, and she's like, can I put this on my Instagram story or whatever?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine." And they're just like in the hotel room, just being kids, just hanging out,
just being kids.
just living life, having fun together, and like that is so, so, so important in this part of the process of
Yeah,
raising an athlete is they still have to have those moments of being a kid. So,
absolutely.
yeah.
Oh, I do have one more question for you, and then we'll get to our on deck questions.
Okay.
What advice would you give somebody who is just starting out in your sport?
To the kid or to the parent? Because the parent,
Let's just go to the kid.
okay.
Well, a little bit to the parent, but to the kid.
Okay. Well, it's like sarcastically, the parent part of me wants to say, like all the money that you're going to spend, go put it in a account and invest your money and just forget this whole process. But that's not the point of this podcast. Because we all know we're not going to do that. Like
No.
the amount of money we spend raising these athletes, right? And how much money you could go and invest and then have how much money at the end of this, right?
Oh, I'd have a mansion right on Lake Michigan right now.
Absolutely, right?
No, I'm just kidding.
Um, okay, so to the kid, my advice when you're just starting out, uh, take all the information that your coach or your pitching instructor or whoever is talking to you, take all the information they're given and absorb as much as you can. And then take 2 points from your lesson, whatever you're working on for the week. If you're working on, landing hard, or I'm just giving examples of just pitching because it's something I
Yeah, you
work with all
understand.
the time, right?
Right.
Landing hard, go take that and apply it and do it 3 times more.
Hmm.
3 times more and work on it, work on it, work on it. Another huge advice I would give, especially is video yourself in the lesson and video what that instructor's saying, if that's possible, if they allow that,
Yeah.
because it's going to be so crucial as the week goes on. Life gets busy, you got homework, you have, you know, all the things going on. And this would be, I guess, it would apply for the parent more or less to video the lesson, video
Yeah.
little tidbits. So
Yeah.
then you can go help your child when you're working on it, because you should be working on it. You should go, that will help them learn. I think it's so,
Yeah.
so important I started videoing Evelyn pitching at a very young age because it's how things clicked up here for me.
Yeah.
And I think it really has helped her. Like that's all she knows. And I think
Yeah.
especially in the developmental years of 9, 10, 11, 12, they're learning their body, they're growing. It's before puberty, all the things. So that's super important. That's the advice I would give. What advice would you give?
Ooh, this is tough.
Okay.
Um,
You probably have a laundry list because you do it more, you do this more. Do you know what
I
I mean?
do have a laundry list, but the first piece of advice that I would give is that these are some of the best days of your life.
They really are.
Even when it's hard as an adult, you're gonna miss it.
Do you know what? And I know this is, sorry to interrupt you, but I want
Okay.
something. I feel like we got to have like a sincere moment to think about. The girls are in 12U,
Hmm.
and then they'll be 13U, and then they're freshmen.
Yeah.
Has that hit you yet?
I kind of panicked. Like I'm not gonna lie, like 2 days ago, I think I was like, oh my God, we are so close to high school, and then and then she's gone. I mean, she's my daughter, so she's probably always gonna come back, but
Yeah.
because daughters always come back. But
Well, I just like I had this like really fear of anxiety that like when they get older, travel ball's not going to be the same because I just know that this age is just so precious.
it is.
It's so precious and it's so fun to watch. And like, you know how I do that silly little huddle with them before the
Yeah.
game? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought at 12U we would be over that. I really did.
Oh, they love it. They
And
love it.
and I was gonna video them doing it and not be in the huddle with her when we played. And they're like, no, 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 you gotta get in it. And then so I got in with the huddle and I'm like, this really weird like anxiety set over. I'm like, are they still gonna think the huddle's cool next year? Are they still, if they do they want me to be in it? Like, I just want
Great.
them to always have fun playing this game because
Yes.
these are the best years of their
These
life.
are the best years. These are the best days of your life. No matter how tired you are, how badly you don't want to go to practice, or you do want to go to practice, the
Hmm.
ups, the downs, these are some of the best years of your life.
Okay,
So that's my one piece of advice. And
okay,
then
second.
my second piece of advice, this really applies to pitchers, like that's my expertise, but like I would say it applies to everything, is that it is a journey, is and I look at sports in pitching and the growth that you have as a literal roller coaster.
Hmm.
Like there is some highs and there is some lows, and there's some
Yep.
highs and there's lows, and that's normal.
Hmm.
It's normal to figure something out, think you've got it on lock, and then you grow 6 inches and you got to do it again, and it's the worst. But like,
Yeah.
it's just a journey and it's a roller coaster, and that's totally normal.
Yeah.
So trust the process and just keep going.
And keep throwing your change up.
Keep throwing your change up. Absolutely.
You can
Absolutely.
tell that's where we're at right now with Evelyn. It's like
Yes.
when she learned it, she was like she got on quick to it. And then as we develop other pitches like the rise ball right now, she's like, where'd my change up go? And I'm like, oh, honey, you can't, just because you learn it once doesn't mean it just stays. Like you have to
Yeah.
continue to tweak it and
Always
work it.
working. Always working.
Yeah. Okay, so before we jump into the on deck questions, I do have a question for
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
You have a time machine and you
Oh,
can go back to one game and you can relive it and you can just go watch yourself.
I could cry thinking about this.
I know, same. What is it? I want you to tell me about the day. I want the weather. I want the environment. I want the who you were playing. I want everything. I want
Okay.
all the details.
Oh yeah. Okay. There's two, but I'm gonna go with the one that we actually won. One of them actually is a loss, but
Oh,
one of them,
I love
yeah,
that though. Hmm.
one of them is.
Same for
I'm,
me. Isn't that crazy?
I'm gonna actually give you both because one is a
Okay.
win and one is a loss, and I'm
Okay.
gonna explain why with the loss.
Hmm.
Okay, so one big league World Series. So I was maybe
Oh,
a
yes. Okay.
junior in high school, maybe senior. Big League World Series happened to be hosted in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Now, this is the world.
Hmm.
Why in Kalamazoo, Michigan? Don't know. Okay, so our district had won our region. All right. So, there's the East, the Midwest, the South, the West, and then there's the Philippines, and there's Japan, and there's, all over the world,
Hmm.
Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Kind of crazy.
With it being in Kalamazoo, our whole team got in a van, like a big, like not like a normal minivan, but like one of those big,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
big vans, and we all rode down together to our games,
Okay.
every single day. So it was like a week long event, but we rode down to our games, and I'll just go straight to the championship. So we were playing the Philippines, which was just super cool in itself to play a game with people from a completely different country.
Hmm.
Didn't speak our language, looked different than us, but this game bringing us together. But anyway,
Right.
so our whole team loads in this van, and we are we just had some really awesome personalities on that team. And I mean, I still to this day laugh my butt off at some of the things, just like that were said or jokes that were made.
Hmm.
And being able to drive down as a team together, it's beginning of August, the weather's gorgeous, and the fact that it's in Kalamazoo, the stands were packed with
Yeah.
people that we knew that loved us. Our friends were there. They're lining the outfield, and it's night games. So we're playing under the lights.
And that's
We're
such a
playing
big
under
deal.
the lights. It's on ESPN. So there's TV timeouts, there's interviews, you know, and you just felt like a star. And it was just one of the funnest times in my softball career.
Hmm.
We won, by the way,
Okay, I
in
was gonna
case.
say, is this a game you won?
Oh yeah, we won.
Okay.
Um, and the second time, I would say, I think I've told you this story before. Caledonia softball wasn't like entirely on the map. Like we weren't known for softball.
Hmm.
We ended up working our way to the regional final game, um, against Hudsonville.
Okay.
Surprise, surprise,
Yeah.
against Hudsonville. And their pitcher, I actually played in the World Series with her. So she was on Hudsonville's team. She played at Michigan. Um, and she was the it pitcher, right? So her and I went head to head in that game. And it went 14 innings. And I pitched all 14 innings. And just the feeling like in my heart and soul of like how much I poured into that game is something
Hmm.
I'll never forget.
Hmm.
And it was one of those things where like, okay, it was supposed to be a 7 inning game and it's going 14 and more and more people just keep pouring in to watch
Hmm.
this game. Like, because Hudsonville was set to win it all and they did win it all that year.
Okay.
But everybody's like, oh my gosh, Caledonia's got, Hudsonville on the brink of losing. Like, this is nuts. And it was just like it was such a fun game. It was such a fun game. We ended up losing on a drop third strike overthrow. But I mean, it's fine. It's fine now, but we ended up losing. I think the score was 2-1
Wow.
in 14 innings, and I was devastated, absolutely devastated. But the game itself, that's what you live
Yep.
for.
Yep. That's what you live for.
That's what you
That's
live
it.
for. So, okay,
That
so
is
that
it.
was long-winded. What's yours?
Um, it's very similar to yours. The district game for my senior year, we were playing Merrill, who was set to win it, right?
Hmm.
Everybody had their money on Merrill. Underdog. Vesterberg was the underdog. We were a good team. Like we were good, but you know, we just didn't have the media on our side. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
You know what I
Yeah, that
mean? Like
makes
you have
sense.
that. We
Yeah.
just didn't have that. And we were just young. We just still were like, they're not good enough. They're not good enough, whatever. And I pitched that game and I can still, it's like the weirdest. I don't know if you do this or feel this. I can still feel the laces coming off my fingertip when I threw my curveball.
Oh, yeah.
Do you ever
Oh
get
yeah.
that feeling?
Yeah. But I mean,
And
I'm pitching every single day, so like I
right,
can
right,
still
right.
see. But yeah.
But I just remember that moment. I remember the last pitch of the game. I remember my sister was catching and my curveball was curveballing that game. Like
Yeah.
it was the best I've ever thrown it, I'll be honest. And it was just I was throwing really, really hard that game. I think that's like the fastest I like clocked me out was like at 63, 64 or something like that.
Hmm.
And so, there was the buzz of that. Like everybody's like, she's throwing 63, like she's throwing really, really hard. And
Yeah.
I was striking out. Like I think I gave up maybe 2 hits or something like that, game three,
Yeah.
and nothing that meant like they couldn't put anything together. And I just remember that last pitch I threw, and we won 3-0. But that last pitch I threw, my sister caught it and jumped up like because it was
Yes.
strike three. And I remember her just getting so much air. My sister's like 5'4" on a good day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And her running into my arms and me picking her up like and that celebration, and then my dad coming out of the dugout celebrating, and camera crews and like everything, right? Like that whole
Yeah.
moment, my mom's crying, I'm crying, my sister's crying, like everybody's crying. And it
Yeah.
was just one of those moments. And I pitched the best game I've ever pitched. And that
Yeah.
was like
And you
my,
never forget it. You
I'll
never
never
forget it.
forget it. No. And then even on the ride home, you want to talk about the bus ride, right? The van ride, bus ride. Our baseball district team, they won districts as well. And
So
so,
fun.
and that's when, so baseball and softball rode there together. And they also finished up before us. So they came over to watch us. So it was just like this big
Just
thing.
extra. Yeah.
And I remember on the bus ride home, them playing over the speaker, "We are the champions, my
Yeah.
friend." And I just remember the wind blowing through the windows, and it was just like a hot, warm day. And,
Yes.
I remember my dad being so happy and like, all the good memories there. And then this is a game of losing. We go into quarterfinals. So we won regionals and we go to quarters.
Hmm.
We are playing a team that was a good team. I think it was Bay City All Saints. They were a good team. And it was one of those things where I was throwing good and my curveball was doing what it needed to do, but they scouted us so well and they
Yeah.
scouted me so well. They knew exactly how to hit
Yeah.
me and approach me at the plate, and like they did their job scouting
Yeah.
us, me, and we lost on an error to left field. An error. Yeah.
Yeah. Same. Yeah.
Yeah, and we just didn't
But
hit.
like,
And I do remember we didn't hit well that game, but I just remember again, like the defeat in your soul. Like I poured everything,
yeah.
everything I trained for. I poured into that very game, that very moment, and that very moment, everything crumbled around you, and you're just like frozen in time in a way.
Yeah. That 100%. That's how I feel about the loss.
Yeah,
Frozen in time, walking off of the field, frozen in time.
frozen in time, and just like, can I get a redo of that play? Just that
Right.
kind of thing. So yeah, and those are the things like I I don't take like I'm so glad I have those memories. So
Hmm.
wins and the losses.
But
So
that's what brought us back to pour into these
yes,
girls and hope that we can give them the same memories and
a hundred.
experiences.
Yes, agree.
Um,
On
I
deck.
don't think I don't think either of us take our influence on these children lightly.
No,
Um,
no.
so
It's one of those things. Even this weekend, this weekend, we played two front games on Saturday, and the weather changed. I don't know if it changed on you guys, but it was super
yeah, it did.
cold, and then it got
Hmm.
super hot. And like I was just like, man, I am not in coaching shape. Like I have not been coaching on my feet all day. It's been 2 months, whatever, right?
Yeah,
And I was pooped. And there are some of the girls laying on, like all the girls are kind of coming, trickling in to get warmed up for the next game. And I'll have to share this photo, but there's three laying on the grass, and I went and like sat next to them and was like, "What are you doing, girls?" And just kind of talked to them. And then they all just like came in and laid. We all were laying by each other, and it was one of those moments like I was like, I have to take a picture of this because it was just
yeah,
such a wholesome moment that we were all
yeah.
just laying together and
But
just wait.
those are the moments that they're gonna remember.
Yes.
Yes, we love the wins. We love it.
Yep.
But those moments they'll remember forever. They
Yes.
really will.
Well, and I just got this video this weekend. I just started laughing because I'm like giving these girls like we're in a pretty good game. It's a serious game, and the radio's going, you know, and I'm like, "Come on, girls, listen. All right, come on, girls, hurry up!" And then it's like to the windows, to the walls, and I just like started singing the song, and then I was like, "All right, let's get serious."
Let's get serious.
But I'm like, this
Oh,
is, and then one of the girls like, she did shank down that ball or something like this, or something silly. It's a volleyball chant. She said, shank that ball. And I was like, this is it. These are the
yeah.
memories. This is
These
what
are
they're
the
going to
memories.
remember. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's just, all good stuff. All
All
good
good
stuff.
stuff.
All right, on deck questions. We kind of, well, due to technology issues and we
I
struggled.
have one.
Okay.
Um, how to balance school, social life, and training. And I think I can answer this one. I feel like it's pretty short and quick. How do you balance school, social life, and training? I encourage myself to look at the week ahead on a Sunday, look at your schedule,
Mm-hmm.
and plan it out because it's
Absolutely.
easier to get it done when you plan it versus, oh, I'm cozy on the couch. I'm scrolling my TikToks. Now
Mm-hmm.
I got to go pitch.
Yep.
When it's like a random, it's harder to get up and get it done. But if you just plan it like this is an absolute, this is a non-negotiable. I have to get this done this week. Plan it out, get it done. Plan your social life. Try to plan your social life,
Agree.
but plan it out on the Sunday before. That's how I
Well, the
would
most
I would
successful
balance
people in
it.
life have things planned. They're
Yeah.
planning. They're planning things. So,
Yeah.
all right, here's another on deck question. Best ways to manage your team off the field, specifically. So, I'm guessing this means maybe in between games or like maybe referring to that off the field where planning. But best ways like I manage my team. So we talk about this a lot when we're at the tournament. I think this is what the question's referring to. What'd you say?
Yeah.
Okay, so when we have a break, I have very strict rules that they are not to run around and be in the sun.
Hmm.
They are not to run around and especially if it's hot. We got to look at the weather here, right? If
Hmm.
it's super hot, they are not to run around, be in the sun. They're just get food, sit in the shade, go sit in your car in the air conditioning. That is like I'm very
Yeah.
strict about that kind of stuff. And I will call my girls out if I see them run around. I don't usually have any of those problems. So, um, they do not swim before games. We've already
Hmm.
discussed that. After we get to the hotel, and at the end of like the day, I tell them, okay, you guys, we have just because we have a game, we took number one in the pool. I said, just because you have a game at 10 or noon or whatever, doesn't mean that you guys don't go to bed at a decent time. Another ick for me is watching kids run around in the hotel room at 1 in the morning because they got the later game. I am just like,
Oh, at 1 in the morning. I mean, I thought you were gonna say run around in general. I love when they run around the
no,
hotel and
yeah, yeah,
have
yeah, that
fun,
doesn't
but
bother
at one
me.
in the morning, no, you still need to get a good night's
You'd be
sleep, no
surprised.
matter
Like,
what time.
the parents are drinking in the lobby. We all know that happens, right? It's a
Yeah.
travel ball or the parking lot or whatever. And like kids are just running around at 1 in the morning. And I'm like, what are we doing? What are
Yeah.
we? And then just because you got the later game, and I tell my girls, like, your body is programmed to go to bed by 9, 9:30, 10, depending school night,
Right.
right? Your internal alarm clock is going to get you up. So then you're
Hmm.
not going to be well rested. You have to go to bed at a decent time. So I usually give them not like a bedtime, but I'm like, you need to be in your room by 9:30 per se.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I do. And I will say I have zero problems with this. All of my girls are very respectful and it's not something I just tell. I think every athlete needs to apply this
Yeah. I agree.
100%.
And we
So,
can get on a whole nother pod about nutrition and sleep and taking care of your body, but we'll save that for another day.
that is for athletes. That's not for us moms. Us
Yeah.
moms are fueled by Alani's and coffee.
Yeah.
So,
100%.
yeah.
100%. So,
So,
well, I think that wraps it up for
yes.
today.
I agree. I think that was good. Real good. We want to thank you guys for listening. And again, please drop questions or comments below. We want to hear from you. I think this one, technology wise, went pretty smooth.
Third
So
time's the
hopefully,
charm.
and I don't think we scrolled off topic too much. I think we kind of stayed on topic. So go us, go my ADHD. I love that about
Yeah.
my undiagnosed ADHD. But yeah, if you guys, we love to hear from you. So comment down below. We want to hear from you. Well, if you want to be negative, that's on you. But we want to hear what your guys' thoughts are, what questions you guys have for us, what else you guys want us to talk about, all the good stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay,
All right.
cool. All
Thanks
right,
for
guys.
listening.
Thank you guys. Talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.